I wanted to take just a couple minutes. We're kind of running over time, so I'm going to try to do this quickly, but summarize just very briefly some of the things that we've heard and I think where we're going. I wanted to say some of this last night, but we found that the discussion that you guys were having at the table, I mean, the din was incredible. There was no way that I could say anything that would be more important than what you were saying at those tables, and so I decided not to. So I'm going to try to squeeze this in now. One of the things that we sought to do was to engage you as global experts around thinking about how to achieve impact at scale. And I think that has absolutely been achieved. You know, part of what we were trying to signal is that we need you. You know, the real innovations are coming from you, and we really wanted to bring you together to have the kind of dialogue that Jeff had signaled. You know, people from various sectors that might not normally talk to each other, and that might not think that even what the other person has to say is relevant to what they're trying to drive, but end up finding that, wow, we actually have something to share and that can make us both better. We have aimed to signal to you that the Foundation takes social behavior change, knowledge sharing, and dissemination of innovations very seriously. And Jeff has further highlighted that. Melinda initially highlighted that in her comments, and I think Jeff has really brought that home. We're aiming to develop some new tools to help in this process. We really want to make this actionable. You know, the dialogue is fantastic, but we really want to get to action. And so we're working to create some of these tools, and we presented some of that to you during this convening. We have a lot to do yet in thinking about the rich knowledge around behavior change and how do we use that more effectively in our programs, and what further research can we do that would drive that forward. We heard the framework for dissemination of innovations, and Betsy and Leslie, I want to thank you guys. I mean, it was very courageous for you guys to put it on the line in front of this entire crowd and have everyone, invite everyone really, to poke holes at it. And it stood up really well. We're really looking forward to working with you in continuing to strengthen and modify that framework. But I really want to thank you for your courage and the innovation that's embedded in that, so thank you. We are seeking to catalyze the development of networks of dissemination. And actually that was part of our design in bringing you together, was to begin that catalysis process and see what kind of networks spawn, a bit of an experiment. And I think we've seen a lot of that begin to happen. And part of what we're going to do going away from this is to think about how can we further help to facilitate that process. Jeff mentioned the website that has been put up. That's one tool. One of the things that we're also planning to do is to hold similar convenings like this in countries, in a couple of our key geographies, in India and in Ethiopia in the coming year. We've had an incredible set of voices here telling incredible stories, but one thing that hasn't been as strongly represented as we would like is the voices really from people in the community, themselves. And that's part of our plan in going to Ethiopia and India, to have a similar convening to bring those voices in and to really flesh that out further. We are going to put out a Survey Monkey. We really want to hear from you. What did you find in this convening that was really helpful? Are there things that we could do differently? Are there things that we're not thinking about that you would like us to know? And so we really invite your comments along those lines. And at the beginning, we invited you all to our Twitter post. And we had, during the course of this convening, and really all tweeting pretty much stopped when Don and Jeff got up. But up until that point, we had 568 Twitter posts, which are with a reach of 4.7 million through tweets and retweets. Incredible. Melinda's blog post itself, through tweets and retweets, reached 150,000. So the networks that we're beginning to form here are already spreading out very widely throughout the world, and we're very excited about that. So really, this is just the beginning. I think it was a fantastic beginning. Personally, everything that I hoped for in this convening, it really was exceeded. And I just really want to thank everyone for the great effort that you made in coming here, for really sharing your stories and just the rich dialogue that you brought to this. We're greatly appreciative. We're going to be sitting and really working hard to digest all this and think about how do we help to facilitate this process going forward. But we've heard from you that you'd like us to play more of that role, and we have every intention of doing that. So thank you, and we'll see you again next time.